Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sara. I have a toddler boy named Suleiman, and I'm expecting baby number 2 in February. I'm currently 28 weeks pregnant, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through my 28-week pregnancy update, or my 28-week bump date. I do these regularly every Tuesday. I do have a cleaning video coming out this week on Friday or Saturday, working on that. If there's any specific type of video that you'd like to see, please be sure to let me know in the comments below. And with that, let's get into the video. Please excuse my voice in this video. I got sick again, and this time in my throat, so it's been uncomfortable, but let's get through this. The first thing that I like to talk about in my pregnancy updates is the baby's development. At 28 weeks, the baby is roughly 15 inches long and 2.5 pounds, which is roughly the size of a pumpkin or a puppy. The baby's brain at this point of development now controls their body temperature, and it also controls their breathing. The baby's irises now have the ability to dilate and contract in response to light. So, you know, when you take light and put it near your eyes and they grow or shrink, that's called dilating and contracting. Now the baby has that same ability within the womb. The internal organs have now started to mature, and they're developing more rapidly at this point. The baby can cough, and I would not be surprised if he's coughing. That's just a fun little fact there. Babies can cough now in the womb. Their skin is less wrinkly because, again, the fat is starting to fill them out a little bit, so they're looking more like they will at birth. Just a smaller version of that. The head is also more proportionate to their body now. It's still larger than the rest of their body, and this continues after they've been born. Also, at this point, you're going to notice more movement because the baby has more energy. And with that comes the exciting task of counting kicks. So symptom-wise for me, aside from being sick and all the other fun symptoms that I've been mentioning over the past few weeks, this week I no longer take my HG medicine, which is diclectin. I've been taking it for this entire time. Yes, 28 weeks of that medication. I don't have too many symptoms this week, which is a little bit of a relief, and I'm just kind of coasting. I actually think this week has been one of my better weeks of pregnancy, so I'm happy. Aside from being under the weather, I feel pretty good. At 28 weeks, I actually went in for my glucose test, which is the end of the range for taking your glucose test. You're supposed to be taking it between 25 and 28 weeks, and I took it exactly on the 28th week. This time around, they decided to give me the 2-hour test, which I was shocked about. I actually followed a calculator on Baby Center, and I'll link that below for anyone interested. Last week, when I mentioned my weight gain and the nurse's comments. With that being said, I found that I was actually below the range of what I could be gaining based on my starting weight and all that. But I did the 2-hour glucose test. Hospitals are no fun, and I'm very certain they forgot about me because when I went in, you take a number and then they call your number and they give you the glucose test. Someone came in maybe 25 minutes after me. No appointment, by the way. This is not an appointment type clinic. So then I went to the desk and I was like, hi, I'm here. Can I please just do the glucose test now? And the lady's like, oh, come to the back right now. And she had me chug it, and it was ice cold, which was better than having it at room temperature because the glucose test, I think it tastes like a freezy. So I think the colder it is, the better it is. I was fortunate enough that they drew the blood for RhoGAM shot while I was doing the glucose testing, because they do draw your blood at the end of the glucose test. And they might make you sign a consent waiver, which you have to do if you're gonna get the RhoGAM shot. The RhoGAM shot is only for people with a negative blood type. So I have AB negative blood type. It is quite rare, but because I have that very rare and negative blood type, I have to take the RhoGAM shot. If you're spotting, you'll take it much sooner, but if you're not spotting, you'll take it at 28 weeks, and you have to take it at 28 weeks, which I didn't know. Luckily enough for me, they had an extra dose there, and they're just like, okay, come in, we'll give it to you right now because you've already had your blood drawn and we know it is AB negative, so we're gonna go ahead and just give you the shot. And it is a intramuscular shot, which means you get it right in your which is not fun, but it is what it is. Now, another thing that happens this week is counting kicks, and I mentioned this briefly before. If you've never counted kicks before, it's really quite simple. And I like to do it basically when I notice the baby's moving a lot anyways, and it's usually after I've had something cold or sweet. So what you do is when you notice that your baby's moving, just be mindful of how much they're kicking within the next 2 hours. Usually they want about 10 kicks per 1 to 2 hours. It doesn't have to be 24 hours of movement, by the way, because of course your baby is still sleeping quite a lot in the womb. Movements are kicks, their coughs, their hiccups, their rolls, their swishes, any type of thing like that, that's a movement. And I use my Pregnancy Plus app to track that. So that could be when I'm just going around doing errands and I notice he's moving, I'll just kind of look at my app, and every time I feel a movement, I'll click the button and then I counted kicks. If a day goes by and I notice there's a little bit less movement, I usually will drink something cold and sweet. Orange juice works really well. And then just lay down on my side and wait, and then I see how many movements I feel. Don't feel at least 10 kicks within 2 hours, then they say you can call labor and delivery triage and you can go and get checked and have a stress test. My son is actually currently kicking me as I say this. 10 kicks is something that starts this week and I will be doing that from now on. And with that, I'll show you guys my bump shot. This is my bump from the front. You can see it's like really round. I feel like a watermelon almost. On this side, maybe we'll do it like this. Show you guys. So I bump from the side. And he's right here. That's my 28-week bump, baby. If you like these types of videos, please be sure that you hit up that like button, subscribe for more content, and have your notification bell turned on for future updates. I post pregnancy updates every Tuesday, and then on Friday, Saturday, I post a motherhood cleaning or whatever related video. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below, and I'll be sure to work on that for you guys. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.